Welcome to the Fuck My Work Life podcast,
where we read your stories from the workplace and riff.
Oh, you said it right.
Well, I said it your way.
You said it the correct way. Anyway.
Okay.
I'm Kay.
I'm Jay.
And thank you for joining us in our first ever
double-digit podcast
episode 10, baby.
That's right, babe.
I feel so accomplished.
Me too.
We're like little baby podcasters.
That's right.
Well, I guess we're like preteen. We're like preteen podcasters now.
I know. We're almost there.
10. We're hitting puberty.
We'll be giving our first podcast blowjobs pretty soon. Within the next couple years. Which kind of is in line with this episode. Because this episode is workplace romance.
Yeah.
Love's
in the air.
If you live in a place where you start working at 13...
Oh, well.
And sucking off your boss at that same place at 13.
Is that what happens at jobs?
I don't think so. But
I mean, I guess
I'm just saying.
Sometimes that happens. Okay. So
don't know how to follow that?
No. I'm just going to leave that there.
Yep.
Couple things to get into before we get into it. I don't know if any of you guys heard in our last episode. There was a discussion on Twitter about this, but we caught a goddamn EVP in our last recording.
Did. It was pretty fucking freaky too, because we listened to it over and over and over, and when it was brought to my attention, I had a couple more beers, and I listened to it like 50 fucking times, and then
it's creepy.
Like we catch stuff in the background. Like I know people could listen to it and be like, "Oh, it was in the background."
No.
But when it's in the background, our microphones, you can hear, like, you don't really hear the person saying it. It sounds
like it's in the background.
You hear
it's
like
far
the
away.
echo of what someone is saying. This sounded like it was right in the mic.
Fucking mic.
But it was low.
Yeah, but it was in the mic.
But it was in the mic. There was no echo. There was no, like, tunnel sound to it. It sounded...
And what did it sound like it said to you?
Help us.
Yeah.
Sounded like it said, help us.
Creepy AF.
And that is why we named the podcast
Help Us.
Help Us.
Yeah, so I was thinking that maybe, I won't play it in this episode, but maybe next episode or an episode after that, we can have a special workplace paranormal episode, like weird encounters that you've had at work, and we'll play that clip if you didn't catch it. Like I played it for my mom and some of my friends, and they were like, that is creepy. There's a couple of people on Twitter that wanted to hear it, and so I emailed it to them, and it's creepy.
It's pretty creepy because it's so weird. Like you watch all these shows like Ghost Hunters and Real Ghost Stories, and a lot of it is bullshit. It's bullshit.
Well, that's why I like Ghost Hunters, because they admit when it's bullshit.
Yeah. Or
not admit, but they're like, they debunk a lot of stuff.
They debunk a lot of stuff.
So when they get something cool and they're freaked out, I'm like, that's some bullshit.
And when they're going through all of the evidence, I guess you could say, they hear something and they play it over and over and over. And it's not until they turn the volume way up and listen to it that you actually hear it. And that's what happened with us.
Well, you picked it up almost immediately.
Yeah.
I couldn't quite figure out, like, I knew there was a noise that was completely irregular. Because when I edit, I have the, like, fancy headphones in, and I can hear every little noise. I can hear kids 2 yards down in the background and stuff. Yeah. And so when this popped up, I was like, this is freaking weird.
Yeah, I remember you took your headphone off, and you were like, babe, I got an EVP. And I was like, what? And I came over and listened, I had you play it like 4 or 5 times, and I was like, okay, turn the volume all the way up. I want to hear it all the way up. And as soon as you turned it all the way up, I was like, fuck, it sounds like someone saying, help us.
Help us, yeah.
It sounds like someone saying, help us.
And it's when we were talking about Coors Light.
I know.
So my friend was like, maybe they want you to help them get them some Coors Light.
Yeah, or yeah. Or they
please leave the fridge open so we can get to the Coors Light.
Yeah. Help us. Don't make us drink this.
Aw.
It could be that.
I love Coors Light.
And that's okay because that's...
You don't want the ghost drinking all your beer.
Yeah, that's my shit.
Yeah, so if you have a workplace paranormal story,
Yes.
please send it in. I would love to do like a spooky episode, and then we'll play our little EVP. If you didn't catch it, I can't imagine most people caught it because it's so quick.
It's really quick.
So quick, but we'll play the clip from it in a future episode along with some paranormal work stories.
Yes.
What else?
We will do that.
And then I would like to just say a couple people have expressed concern because I talked about my heart palpitations last episode. Yeah. One of which being my dad was concerned. I did go to my doctor. She was not concerned because I don't have any other factors that would lead her to believe I have a heart issue. She said it's most likely stress / dehydration / too much caffeine, which all fits.
Yeah.
So.
And I would like to stress that I do have feelings. We haven't talked about it on this podcast much, but if you put me around kittens, I am a bubbling little bitch.
You are such a baby around cats.
Oh my God.
Not just kittens. Like kittens is worse.
Kittens, puppies, raccoons, skunks, animals, period.
You become a big...
Yeah. So when I say, I put my feelings on a shelf, that's me trying to make my dick seem a little bigger than what it is. But, I mean, it's...
Jay's a big softie.
As a man, it's what we do. I ain't no fucking softie.
Okay. Well,
Anyway.
Nothing really cool happened this week. We just worked.
Yeah, a lot.
There's a lot. We're working a lot of overtime.
Yeah.
Which is it's great good. When the paycheck comes.
It's nice when the paycheck comes, but it gets tough sometimes.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But things are starting to open up, as far as the tiers.
2 or 3 days away from being fully vaccinated and out of the 2-week period after the vaccination, however that works.
For the past 13, 14 months, it's been work with nothing fun to do or look forward to afterwards. So now it's kind of starting to be now we can start planning things and have something to look forward to, which makes work a little bit easier.
It does.
So that's good. We can start talking about office romance.
Oh yeah, that's our episode today. Office romance.
Oh no, wait.
What?
I forgot. We drink because we work.
Oh, how could you do that?
I don't know. I fail at fucking life.
Well, I'm out of beer.
Okay. Do you want to grab yourself a beer?
I will grab myself a beer.
While you're doing that, should I pause or should I just talk about my beer that I'm drinking?
Just talk about your beer. I'll be right back.
Oh, it's just you and me, listeners. I am drinking. I asked for some suggestions on Twitter. And if you want to follow us on Twitter, it's FMWLpod. But I asked for some suggestions on what I should drink, what we should drink. I say we, but Jay's just going to drink Coors Light. So, me.
You don't know that.
Some suggestions for beers to drink during the podcast. And Words Podcast suggested Kona Brewing Company.
Who?
They're called Words Podcast.
Okay.
Suggested Kona Brewing Big Wave Golden Ale. So I got me some of that.
How is it?
It's quite delicious.
Before you get too far into that beer, have you checked the percentage? Because the last podcast...
I know, right? I did not. This is only 4.4. This is less than a Coors, right? What is Coors? 5? 4.2 maybe?
Numbers. It's numbers.
Does it even say on the... Is it even cool enough to have a percentage on the Coors Light bottle?
The Coors Light, I think they have to. 4.2.
Okay, so it's a little bit more than a Coors Light.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to be fucked up after that beer.
But this is delicious. So thank you, Words Podcast. I'm quite enjoying this. It's light. It's crisp. It's not bitter or hoppy at all, which is my kind of beer.
Yeah. I feel like the last episode, the suggestion should have been, okay, this beer is very, it's popular, but it's not popular as a beer. Go to your liquor store and ask the guy behind the register for a beer called vodka.
Just drink it straight out the bottle.
Yeah, straight. You can get the little bottles and the medium-sized bottles. And they even sell like a liter. And you can get that.
Yeah.
That last one was pretty strong.
It was strong. It was delicious with the seltzer water. But no, I've had a couple different beers from Kona. Did I say Corona before? I don't know.
No, you said Kona Brewing.
Okay. So Kona Brewing, I've had a couple of their beers before, which were okay. I was like, yeah, these are okay. But this is the first time I've had the Golden Ale, and I like it. I think I'm going to put it in my regular rotation. It's good. How's your Coors treating you, Jay?
How do you know I'm having Coors? Besides the fact that you can see it. But the listeners can't. So
I think even the listeners know by now.
I am having Coors Light, not out of a can and not out of a kettle. I'm actually having it out of a bottle.
That's my favorite way to have a... Well,
yes.
No, I'm going to take that back. Second favorite way to have a Coors Light.
Oh, you like it out of a glass?
Oh, when you go somewhere and they have the frozen mugs and they put the Coors in there and it makes like Coors icebergs. That's my favorite kind.
So let me stop you there.
Okay.
I just want you to know that yesterday I went to the store of your choice, and then I went to Bevmo.
Yeah.
And then I went to a different store because Bevmo has zero beer that I want to drink. Or they do, but it was all warm.
Yeah, and then you gotta wait for it to get cold, and that's dumb.
Yeah. And then I came home, and I put the Kona Brewing, the Golden Ale, in the fridge, and I also put 2 glasses in the freezer.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Are they still there?
They're still there.
Ooh, maybe my next big wave Golden Ale will go in a frozen pint glass, because
but you didn't notice.
Well, I didn't go in the freezer. Thank you. You're the best ever. You're the best.
That's all I wanted. We're good.
Around.
What were we talking about? Oh, yeah.
Frosty glasses.
Yeah, frosty glasses. There are frosty glasses in the freezer for your next beer. I am very surprised that you did not notice, because usually when we get beer, you always want a frosty glass.
I know. That's my favorite way to drink beer. In a frozen pint glass. Or gigantic frozen mug, like they do at Islands.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so good. Thank you. I haven't been in the freezer since yesterday, though.
With a gigantic frozen mug with French fries.
Yeah.
Like endless French fries.
Endless French fries and Coors Light. That's the dream team there.
We should have Chat Smash come out and pay for their own hotel and their own airfare. And they could be guests on our podcast, and then they could take us to Islands.
Come out here.
You see how many feelings I have? I have so many feelings.
I actually think because you've never been, we should go to the UK.
I've been to the UK.
When have you been to the UK?
I'm sorry, but we had a layover there on our way to...
count. We spent...
No, there were stores, and we went to a restaurant.
4 hours at... Was it...
Yeah, it was like 3 or 4 hours at Heathrow, yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't count. We need to go. We need to go to the UK. Okay.
Get fuckered.
Yeet. Get some points.
Fuck yeah.
Get fuckered up. Anyway, workplace romance.
Workplace romance.
So, I found some workplace romance statistics from Forbes.com. So, I'm going to share those with y'all. Okay. So, number 1. More than half of employees have engaged in an office romance. Workplace romance is not an issue that impacts just a handful of rogue employees. According to the survey produced by jobsite Vault.com, 58% of employees have engaged in a romantic relationship with a colleague. A surprising 72% of those over 50 years old have been romantically involved with a coworker.
So
I think it's funny that
72% of those over 50
years old.
Well, yeah, I mean...
Well, first of all, they've had a longer period of time to engage in that, but I think it's funny, like, surprisingly over 50, like, doesn't your love life just dry up after 35?
Well, I mean, look, we spend the majority of our time... Yeah, there's our dog again.
Yeah, at work.
We spend the majority of our time at work, and I can understand if you work at fucking Burger King.
No, that happens too at fast food restaurants.
I know, but you have a smaller pool.
Yeah. If you're working in like a huge office. If you're working in a huge
office, you have so many people to pick and choose from.
And like we said in our trailer going way back when, the majority of your waking hours are spent at work.
At work.
So
yeah.
You're going to form relationships there.
Here's the best part is every fucking workplace you go to, they're like, oh, we frown upon workplace romances. And usually
that's in the stats somewhere.
The fuck faces in HR who frown upon it are also married to someone
who works there.
Who fucking works there.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, go fuck your own face.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to fuck this person's face later.
Wow. Okay. Hey, baby, can I fuck your face? I think that would definitely be grounds for HR. But that leads us into statistic number 2. Almost half, 41% of employees don't know their company's policy regarding office romances.
Or don't care.
Well, it says, this is just more evidence that organizations are dropping the ball when it comes to romance at work. Those organizations that do have policies clearly aren't communicating them effectively, and most likely many others have no policy at all. I've worked for a lot of places. Communication.
I've worked for a lot of places.
Communication has never been a strong point for anyone I have ever worked for.
No. Yeah. I mean, look, I could go down a long fucking road, a long highway with communication in workplaces. But, yeah, I get it. I mean, yep.
Yep. we're doing some great communication right now. Yep.
Well, I mean,
that right.
What can you say?
No, I know.
Like a lot of workplaces, their communication on workplace romances is so like Dr. Seuss. You know, it's
What do you mean?
It's simple. It's very simple
or so buried in the policy that nobody really knows what the fuck it actually is.
Yeah, like when I say Dr. Seuss, I mean like they mention it and it's something you would have already known.
Yeah,
you know, it's something you would have already known. Like Dr. Seuss books. Most of the shit you read in Dr. Seuss books, if you're over 4 years old or 5 years old, you probably know this shit already. Like, don't eat fucking green eggs and ham. You know, this shit ain't no good.
That's right.
I don't know if I made sense with that one.
You know, after a couple beers, it makes enough sense.
That's right.
That's right.
I've had 7.
Okay. Office romance statistic number 3. Almost 1 in 5 employees who were in a committed relationship have had an affair with a colleague.
Oh.
So apparently cheating on a partner with a colleague is relatively common.
Yeah.
Although 19% of employees admitted to stepping out on their partner with a colleague at work, a surprising 44% of employees have known colleagues who had affairs at work or on business trips. So someone's lying there.
Yeah. Definitely.
I mean, again, when you're spending most of your waking hours at work.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's another thing is like people have this thing with like, how could you work with the person that you're with? And it's like, well,
it really depends on the situation.
Yeah, it does. It depends on how
involved.
How close you are with the people at work. Like
I think it would be difficult if you were dating someone that you directly report to, you work with super close on a daily basis. Like you have
you'd have to
prove yourself to them.
You have to step down because you can't have a relationship with.
Well, you're not allowed to, but people do it all the time.
Yeah, I know.
So I feel like that kind of thing would be really difficult.
Yeah.
But that, yeah. I was just reading.
But that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just reading ahead on the paper. Okay. Number 4, most couples keep their relationship secret. It's not only cheaters who keep their relationship secret. Most of those employees, 64%, who had participated in an office romance kept it secret, and only 16% were comfortable enough to tell everyone, including their superiors, about their relationship.
Those relationships are going nowhere.
They're going nowhere, but I can understand, like, in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you want it to, if it's just a fling, no one needs to know. If it becomes more serious, that's ridiculous to keep it secret.
Yeah. And also, this statistic is a little skewed because most of the people who think they're keeping their relationship secret aren't fucking keeping their relationship
Everybody
secret.
knows.
Everyone knows.
Yeah.
Because when you work where we work, if we see someone on their lunch break with someone else, everyone, first thought in their head is, think they're fucking?
Yeah. The
First
rumors
thought.
fly.
Oh, yeah. And if you work anywhere where there's a good number of people and you have to walk by, you go to lunch and 50 people see you, 41 of those people, first thought in their head is, think they're fucking?
Yeah.
Well, no, because she's married. That
doesn't
I don't know.
matter.
Think they're fucking?
Go back to that 44% of people
Yeah. Yeah. So
have cheated.
if she's on lunch with him and she's been on lunch with him for 3 days this week and 44% of blah, 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 there's a 67.85% that they're fucking.
They're just Goodwill hunting the math on a like a whiteboard.
A little over 2/3 means they're fucking.
It all boils down to...
So let's go tell everyone.
Fucking.
They're fucking. Jane's fucking Joe. Did you know?
Hey, that sounded like a Dr. Seuss book. Jane's fucking Joe. Did you know?
Did you know? Jane's fucking Joe.
They X-rated Dr. Seuss.
Joe made Jane come fart.
Oh, I'm sorry, what? Whoa, what?
That came out of nowhere.
I do not want to elaborate on that.
No, so see what happened.
No.
No?
No.
Okay, sorry. Right. Well, I mean...
if anyone really wants to know, just fucking Google it. We're not getting into that.
Sorry. I'm almost out of beer again.
I gotta just take a break for a minute. I gotta pause this. Okay, we're back from a little break.
Yeah.
We refilled? Oh, we didn't do the glasses. Oh well. We grabbed some more beers.
Go get a glass.
No, it's fine.
I can talk to the people while you get a glass.
It's fine. Oh, you want to do some very white?
Hey girl, why don't you get a frosted glass for your beer?
Frosted glass.
Oh yeah.
Glass. I don't know. Okay. Let me finish my goddamn stats.
Oh yeah, finish your stats.
There's only 2 left. We left off with the keeping it a secret. Statistic number 5. A whopping 18% of employees reported having a random hookup with a coworker. I feel like that's low.
Oh, that's bullshit.
That's very low,
That's
I feel
fucking
like.
horse shit.
Yeah, I feel like that. But this is also 18% of who they surveyed, so who fucking knows how big that survey was.
Yeah.
We asked 10% or 10 people, and 18% of them.
Yeah, that's...
Okay, and then the last one, almost 3 in 4, or 72%, would participate in an office romance again, if given the chance. Hello, I would like to participate in an office romance with you.
Yes. Hello.
Hi.
I would like to bang.
Would you like to participate in banging with me?
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
I banged with that one too.
Here's a list of all the banging I have
banged
done.
with that one, but I did not bang with that one. That's 3 out of 4. Fact. Bears bang employees.
Yeah. That's it from my statistics.
Statistics.
Statistics. That's hard to say when you're tipsy.
That's a hard word.
It's hard when you've had a couple beers. But we made it through. I'm going to try to quietly move this piece of paper so it doesn't make the paper noise that I hate so much hearing when I edit these podcasts.
I know, she is a perfectionist. She is a perfectionist. So we mess with the levels on the mixer and everything, and she's like, I mean, it sounds good, but I really hate how I can hear when I move a piece of paper.
I know.
It's like, well, the piece of paper is like 10 inches. Is that 10 inches?
No, that's I feel like men's gauge of inches is always off.
That's at least 18 inches. That's at least 18 inches.
I think it's a bit
from
skewed.
the microphone. So, it's going to pick it up. I don't want to hear about what you feel like men's gauge of inches, okay?
Okay. So anyway, no,
I have feelings about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to share your feelings?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to put them on a fucking shelf.
I know. We're going to shelf it up.
No, I won't shelf it. So, here's how I feel about that.
I want to shelf it up.
You're right.
Oh.
I mean,
I like this conversation.
Usually it's like a 1.5 to 1 ratio.
Okay.
So once we get to 6, it's actually like 9. Is that right?
Or the opposite, when you get to 9, it's actually 6?
No.
Oh, look at Kitty.
Oh, yeah. He's visiting again.
Say hi to... Should we say his name? No,
Fuck
you don't.
face.
You don't want to be famous?
Monkey.
He shook his head. I said, you don't want to be famous? And he shook his head. No.
Monkey.
Okay, then shut up. I love you.
No, a 1.5 to 1.
But
we say 1 inch, and it's
1.5.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the opposite.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay.
We say 1 inch, and it's actually.
You say 1.5, and it's 1.
No. We say 1.5, and it's actually 4. You want to keep going?
Hello, welcome to the Penis Size Podcast.
Look, you measure, like Adam Carolla would say, you measure from the front of the butthole around the balls once and to the tip.
What?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know where to go with all of this.
Probably the first story.
Yeah.
Because I can keep going.
Okay. Do you want to read your story?
I will read my story. Okay, so the first story I have is called The Newb. I met my future husband / partner / love / father of my kids, blah,
Actor / model.
at work.
Did he get a Slashy Award? That's from Zoolander.
Oh. I thought it was.
I'm an actor / model. Sorry, go on.
He started after me, so he was a newbie. They sort of paraded them around when they first started, and everyone kind of checks them out. Meat market much?
That's right, girl.
Our workplace was ripe for relationships and romance. There were a lot of marriages. I noticed him and thought he was cute, but he was younger than me, smoked, and he was a Marine. 3 strikes for me at that time. Plus, I didn't have the best self-esteem, so I figured he was too hot for me.
Aww.
Man, if he reads this, his ego, ...
Girl, you are great. I just want to say that.
Anywho, drink.
Cheers.
That's where it stood. We did have a few encounters before we dated, in which I experienced his, uniqueness. Question mark.
That's always a good adjective.
Yeah. I told him to bite me in the break room once, and he proceeded to actually bite my arm. This must have been years ago, because nowadays,
you could
that motherfucker would be canceled.
Oh, yeah. You can't. That doesn't fly.
Hell no. There were even tooth indentations.
Oh, my God. Was he a vampire?
What?
Angel.
Buffy. He sat a couple desks down and hit me with rubber bands repeatedly. Oh, we're not going to go anywhere with this. To be fair, everyone was shooting rubber bands at each other, but he was definitely aiming for me.
Aww.
That's right. Someone had wintergreen lifesavers at their desk, and we talked about how if you bit them in the dark, you could see a spark. So we did that.
Oh, that's a great pickup line. Hey, have you ever seen a wintergreen mint spark in the dark?
Have you ever seen a spark in the dark?
Why don't you come in this dark closet with me?
He dated a few people at work, and he was dating my friend's roommate. I was spending the night at my friend's house. In the middle of the night, my friend's roommate knocked on the door and said, "Tim is growling in his sleep. Can I sleep in here with you?" Eventually, he ended up sitting across from me at work. We would chat and stuff, but I didn't notice anything abnormal. One evening at happy hour, my friend turned to me and said, "I think Tim likes you." I had no idea. She said she noticed him staring at me, and he talks to me more than he talks to anyone. So I started to notice, and she was right.
Girls always know.
We ended up going on our first date March 8th, 2003, and we've gotten together ever since. She's crazy. She remembers the date.
They've gotten together ever since?
Oh, we've been together ever since.
On that day, once a year, we meet back up in the dark closet and we bite into window greetings.
We ended up going on our first date March 8th, 2003, 7:43 p.m. He picked me up, and we've been together ever since. I'm not the most normal person either, and our joined weirdness just gels. It's kind of fun and occasionally annoying when we see the weirdness in the kids now.
Uh-oh, they've spawned.
Oh, shit. There we go. And that's the end of the story.
Aw, that's sweet.
Aw, so sweet.
Have you ever had an office place romance?
Not that I can remember.
How did we meet?
At a barbecue.
Technically, yes. So we're going to tell our romance story. The romance story of J and K. Technically, we worked together. But I would not call it an office place romance.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was after we met. It was.
Yeah. So.
And I knew that you worked there.
And I knew that you worked there.
And you knew that I worked there, but we really didn't know who each other was.
Right. So I'm gonna give a tiny bit of background, and you can give a tiny bit of background on your end. So I was married before, and
what?
I know. Sorry, I'm breaking this news to Jay on the podcast.
What the fuck?
No, I was married before, and my marriage ended, and in the same week I lost my job and had to move back in with my mom and stepdad. And so I was jobless and sad and depressed for a while. And I couldn't find a job. I was applying so many places, and it was kind of the economy wasn't great at the time. But I remember I was just sending out resume after resume after resume. I could not get work. I was completely out of money. I was starting to charge up my credit cards. So I reached out to a friend for a company that I previously had worked for in the past and been like, "Hey, are you guys hiring again?" And it was perfect timing because they were actually hiring at that time. And long story short, I ended up going back to work at this place. And so my friend, who I'd been friends with for years and years and years, kept trying to set me up with people. She's like, "Oh, you should meet this person. You should meet this person." And I was done. I did not want to date. I did not want to meet anyone. I especially didn't want to meet anyone that I worked with. And I was like, nope, 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 nope. And Jay had been traveling for work, so he had not...
Enter Jay.
Yeah, he hadn't been around for my first couple of months of working there. And he came back from traveling, and he was friends with my friend. And she was like, "Oh, you should meet my friend Jay." And I said, "Nope, no interest. Don't want to meet anyone." She's like, "Okay." And then the next week, she's like, "I'm having is it Labor Day? Yeah, Labor Day, right?
Yeah.
I'm having a Labor Day barbecue. You should come over to my Labor Day barbecue." And I was like, "Okay." So I go to the barbecue, and who should happen to be there but Jay? Oh, he just happened to be there, and
It was like the heavens opened, and this manly fucking stud of a man.
I thought you were gonna say like how beautiful I was.
You're telling your side, and I'm just adding to it. We'll talk about that when it gets to my side, okay?
Okay.
Continue on.
So, this manly man... He walks in, we chit-chatted. You made some jokes, which I thought were pretty funny. I don't remember what they are now, but I remember laughing. And then we kind of hung out and talked most of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
I remember you had food and I got you a napkin because that's what gentlemen do.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Gentlemen's.
Gentlemen's.
That's what gentlemen
Oh, I think
do.
I was cooking some special food that my type of people eat in the kitchen.
Yes.
And you came in and I think you tried it and you tried to be really nice and you're like, oh yeah, that tastes okay.
Yeah, it was like sausage.
Yeah, it was like sausage.
It's like your kind of sausage and bell peppers.
Yeah.
And onions.
My kind of sausage.
That's right. Oh, you like that sausage? Hold on a minute, baby.
So yeah. So like we chit-chatted and stuff. And then of course my friend was like texting me afterwards like, oh, what'd you think? I was like, he's really nice. Like, yeah, he'd be a good friend. Because I was adamant. And then, of course, I was talking to
That's not what she told me.
I was talking to my best friend about you, and I was just like, I called you the just a friend guy. He's just a friend. And then it was immediately, you were like, hey, you want to, like, hang out? You want to go to dueling pianos on Friday night?
Oh, yeah. That was our first real date.
Well, I don't think that was a date, though. Because you were, like...
Bitch, I bought french fries.
You did. But I had told you, like, I just want to be friends. And you're like, okay, cool. That's fine. We'll just be friends. Hey, do you want to go to dueling pianos with me on Friday night?
Whatever.
Yeah, so we went, what else did we do? We went to dueling pianos. There was a couple other things we did that were just like, just a friend dates. Nothing happened. We just hung out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you came out and you saw my uncle's band play, right?
Yeah.
My uncle was in an Irish band, so he came out to an Irish pub and saw my uncle's band play. And then I feel like the real first date was when you got us. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Tickets to the murder mystery dinner.
That's right. And we got all dressed up like 20s gangster style.
Yep. And everyone thought people were looking at us like, who is it? And we were like, the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, they thought we were part of the act.
Yeah, because everyone else, like most of the people would dress up like 20s gangsters, but they weren't like us.
Yeah,
like,
we looked
I
good.
had the fedora, I had the vest, you had the dress, like you had the flapper dress and the right?
No.
Oh.
I had like the pinstripe corset and the fedora.
Oh, yeah. What,
and pants. But it's fine.
Yeah, I'm in trouble.
I don't care.
We dressed up. We dressed up
20s,
to the nines.
20s
like
fucking gangster.
And everyone at our table, because at this murder mystery dinner, it's like table by table.
I don't even remember if we guessed who the actual murderer was.
Oh yeah,
we did.
We didn't, but our table figured it out.
Okay.
But before we figured it out, everyone was like, "So who is it?" And we were just like, "I don't fucking know."
Yeah, they kept trying to get information out of us because they thought we were
and
plants.
They were like, "There's no way you're not in this," and we were like,
"We're not.
Like, we are not part of this." Here's the thing: we looked better than the people who were actually actors at this murder mystery.
Yeah,
dinner.
we looked pretty cool.
Oh yeah, we looked good.
Yeah, so we had our dinner, we did the murder mystery, and then like we walked out to the car, and I think you pretended like you were gonna like fix my seatbelt or something in the car, and you like leaned over.
I asked you if I could kiss you.
No, you did not ask me.
Yes,
you just went for it.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, in my part of the story, I asked.
No, you like leaned over and kissed me, and then we made out for hours, and like that was kind of the end of the just a friend thing.
Yeah, and I have a picture that's super fucking cute with like her little thing that I
had like one of those bow ties that was just elastic around my neck.
It was like hanging down. It was hanging down all askew, like it was all fucked up.
Yeah, it was cute, and
it was cute.
And then it was just all over from that point.
Yep.
And then it kind of became an office romance because we had to go back to work the next day. And
you were not high enough in the company to where we could be
openly dating.
But
I'd like to point out that's not a company policy. It was just a recommendation for the department that we were in.
Yes.
So we weren't actually breaking any rules, but we did feel like we kind of had to keep it on the down low. But we would send emails back and forth to each other all day long. And you had bought, because we had like shitty like company coffee, and you had bought like a Keurig to keep on your desk, and you would bring me like good coffee in the morning.
Yep. I had a Keurig that I kept under my desk, and I would make coffee and I'd bring it to her because I'm a fucking gentleman.
Yeah. But yeah, we kept it on the down low for a couple months, and you had to travel for a couple months, which
and then
sucked.
I left.
Yeah.
I left and I went to another country for work. And while as soon as I left for that to travel, you got promoted to the point where we were good.
Yeah.
And then that was it.
Yeah, and when you came back, it was just out in the open, and we've been together
and
ever
everybody
since.
shunned me.
And then we got married, and
now she's higher than me in the company.
I mean, I'm in a different department than you, so
true.
I wouldn't say I'm higher than you. I'm just in a different department.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but okay, I would like to say yes, we are married. We work together, but we rarely interact at work together.
Yeah,
so it's easy. Like I see you maybe once a day.
Yeah,
and it's if I do it on purpose, like
exactly.
if you come,
like if I come into your area or you come into my area.
Yeah.
So every once in a while I'm on break and I see you going out to break and we'll see each other then, but we're pretty separated.
Yeah.
Now that you're in that different department.
And we work at a pretty, I wouldn't say large company. There's a lot of employees, and there are a lot of couples there.
Oh yeah.
So many couples. It's very
kind of
commonplace
fun, like
where we work.
When there's a new group of people that come in, we wonder
who's gonna hook up.
Yeah. Because even though a new group comes in, you always know that there's gonna be people in that group who hook up.
Yeah.
And maybe they won't be in a relationship with that person. Maybe they'll be in a relationship with someone else.
Yeah.
But there's always going to be people in these different groups that hook up. And
there's
it's kind of funny to
haven't ended very well. I know there was two people that started at the same time that ended up, they were both in relationships, going back to the 18% of hooking up cheating. Well, they thought they were being real slick, making out in the parking lot when everyone could see that.
Everyone knew.
And then it didn't end well, and they had to be separated in areas and stuff. So it can definitely go wrong, for sure.
It can definitely bite you in the ass.
I think you just have to be mature about it, which, not everybody is.
No.
But it worked out for us.
Yeah, it worked out for us.
Yay, office romance.
Let's take a break. I need a beer.
Okay, so I have one more story from a listener about their office place. Or, I'm not going to say office. Not everyone works in an office. It's just easy to say office. Their workplace romance.
Workplace romance.
I did have a list that I found on the internet about office romance horror stories, but I think I'm going to save that for a future episode. If you have your own office romance story, send it in, because we will do more of these episodes.
What would be great is if we had a whole episode about office place horror romance stories.
Yeah, like that didn't end well.
Yeah, that didn't end well.
Yeah. Because the first one ended well. Ours ended well.
Now.
I'm not. Oh, yeah, well, who the fuck knows what'll happen, down the road. Shit. Hey, I'm old enough to know that anything can fucking happen in life. You just gotta be prepared. I love you. I hope it doesn't. Mwah. Okay. So here is our last story for the day, our listener story. We'll call this one The Diner. In my late 20s, I was working as a server in a diner. I worked the night shift, which would usually go until about 2 a.m. in the morning. When I started the job, I was in a relationship with a pretty jealous and controlling man. I had been with him since high school, and it was all I really knew. We were both pretty codependent. I didn't have many friends or self-confidence. I honestly just didn't know any better. The night crew of the diner became pretty close, and I started forming some pretty great friendships. It was the first time in my adult life that I began to become aware that maybe my relationship wasn't very healthy. My girlfriends would talk about their great boyfriends and how loving and supportive they were, and I was definitely jealous. Try to change my sheet of paper without making a noise.
Well, you probably shouldn't announce it.
But then it just makes it better. After about a year, it became super clear to me that I had to end the relationship, and I mustered all my courage and did just that. My ex-boyfriend did not take it so well. He would show up to the diner and just sit in a booth ordering coffee throughout my entire shift. Ooh, that's creepy. That's so creepy. I actually had a somewhat similar situation happen in my younger years, and it's creepy as fuck.
Where is he now?
I have no idea. This was like over 20 years ago at this point. No idea. That's a story for another day. It's a long, drawn-out story. Anyway, sometimes he would wait in the parking lot for me when I got off work. He was never violent, but it was still scary and unnerving. One of my coworkers, who had become a great friend, we'll call him Brent, started switching tables with me whenever my ex would be seated in my section, and he would walk me to my car at night.
I'm guessing she doesn't say how old she was when this happened?
Late 20s.
Oh, wow. So he's fucking nuts. Like,
well,
I could see, like...
She said late 20s, and they've been dating since high school. So, no real life experience.
Yeah, so right? He's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
That's... All right, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean...
But that dude's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, I can go off on a whole psychological rant about this. We'll just lead it to, like, just not in reality. How's that? He's not based in reality.
No.
Okay. Where was I? One of my coworkers, who'd become a great friend, we'll call him Brent, started switching tables with me whenever my ex would be seated in my section, and he would walk me to my car at night. My ex did not like this at all. Even though there was nothing going on between Brent and I definitely didn't think of Brent in that way. He started to act like a petulant child and yell and call me names as we walked to my car. Okay, yeah, maybe he's a little crazy.
He's nuts.
Yeah.
I understand it. No, I don't. I take that back. I don't understand it.
But it happens.
It happens when you're with, your brain has not fully fucking developed, and you're with someone.
When you're with someone from such a young age.
Yes.
I feel like for me personally, right around my late 20s, early 30s is when I really started to like change as a human being.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're with someone from such a young age and you're completely codependent on each other, and then you start to make that change,
or
you could go a little crazy.
Here's the thing: it's not you start to make that change; it's your partner starts to make that change, and don't.
You're not. Yeah,
that's when you go crazy.
Yeah,
I mean that's when they go crazy. Don't fucking go into this.
I'm sorry. I feel everyone has probably gone a little bit crazy over a relationship in their life. If they've lived long enough, everyone's gone a little bit crazy when a relationship ends, or it's just human freaking nature, as long as they don't go like too far. Okay. Yeah. And then we're into the murder shows after that.
Yeah.
Okay. Anywho.
Drink. Cheers.
Cheers. Where was I? One night, my ex's childish behavior escalated and he got in Brent's face, egging him on to fight. Brent, who was much larger, calmly twisted
Stabbed him in the neck.
You and the stabbing. That was my stabbing noise. Okay. Brent, who was much larger, calmly twisted my ex's arm behind his back and walked him to his car and told him if he ever shows his face in the diner again or tries to contact me or call me names or upset me in any way, he would leave him in a world of pain.
Mm-hmm.
Get it, Brent? His threat worked. I only heard from my ex one more time after that when he left me a message a couple weeks later apologizing for his behavior. I had never remotely considered Brent anything other than a friend, but that night something clicked and I kind of fell in love.
And here comes the comfort.
Jesus Christ. Wait, how do we work a cooter into this?
So I let him touch my cooter.
There.
I told him, thanks, baby. You want to touch my cooter?
God.
I'll let you touch it for 5 minutes. That's right.
I don't even know how to react to that.
No, I'm sorry.
But there had to be a cooter.
I mean,
that's like, what do they call it? The Easter egg of, or I don't know. I'm not smart.
I'm not smart.
We started, I had never remotely considered Brent anything other than a friend, but that night something clicked and I kind of fell in love. We started dating shortly after and would steal quick kisses in the back of the diner when no one was looking. It was kind of magical. Aww.
Hi, Brent.
We never stole kisses at work.
No.
There's really no place to do that there.
I mean,
yeah.
There's no
except for the parking lot.
Yeah, but you can't. There's fucking cameras.
No, I know, but the couple at our work that started dating and then were like making out in the parking lot thinking they were being discreet.
I know. In a fucking parking lot.
I know.
Like, how the fuck can you think you're being discreet?
They dumb.
When you're in a parking lot.
Yeah. Where
outside of a car.
People are like walking to their cars.
Oh, wait. I put my coat over her.
Oh, that's
now
right.
I'm discreet.
They tented themselves in their outerwear.
I was the one who fucking saw it.
Oh, God.
Anywho.
We'd steal kisses when no one was looking. It was kind of magical. That was 17 years, a marriage, and 2 kids ago. And Brent and I are still madly in love.
Oh.
Okay, so all of the stories today have gone well. Let's have an episode where they've gone wrong. Please send in your office romance, workplace romance, not necessarily an office, wherever you work.
Workplace. Yeah.
Workplace romance gone wrong. I want to hear those.
Maybe you and one of the mechanics next to you got way too drunk or too high on speed
and come farted
and went into the bathroom or went into the back room where all the parts are kept and.
Maybe you and a coworker dated.
Well, maybe he didn't spit on it first and tried to ram it in there.
I'm sorry,
and it burned. And you got pissed off, and
this is getting out of control.
Or maybe you were in prison and you got let out on workday release, and you went to work with other prisoners cleaning up the highway, and he got a little too fresh with the poker for picking up trash.
Noticing a theme here.
What? I'm just saying.
Send in your workplace romance gone wrong.
Don't judge me.
I'm frightened.
Don't judge me.
Don't judge me. Don't curse me.
Anyway.
Angel?
Buffy. Buffy.
Angel?
Buffy.
Xander.
Yeah, it is.
We've been watching a lot of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Angel?
I'm going to give a quick...
Buffy?
I'm going to give a quick...
Xander?
I'm going to give a quick shout out to another podcast I've been listening to called Kicking and Streaming, where it's a guy and a girl, and they watch an episode of Buffy and an episode of Lost and then discuss it every episode. So I've been rewatching Buffy thanks to this podcast. And rewatching Lost.
Since that has happened.
Lost for the first time.
Well, I'm watching Lost for the first time.
Been
but I'm also
Buffy.
watching Buffy for the first time.
I fucking love Buffy. I don't care what anyone says.
Angel?
Buffy.
And we've talked about when we see each other at work, that's how we're going to greet each other. From across the room. Angel?
Buffy.
Xander?
Willow? Anyway, go listen to Kicking and Streaming Pod. It's a cute podcast.
And Chat Smash. I love those guys.
Yeah, we're gonna give them a shout out again because God love them.
Exactly. And Also, I have fucking feelings, okay? I just shove most of them down until I see kittens.
Yeah.
Once I see kittens, it's all over. It's all over. Or puppies. Or raccoons.
And I want to give
or skunks.
I want to give a quick shout out to Drunk Theory.
Yes.
Go listen to Drunk Theory. They get drunk and they talk about conspiracy theories. It's pretty funny. And
I mean, that's the best way to talk. I think that's the only way to talk about conspiracy
well, drunk
theories.
or high.
That's the only way you can really get into them and actually break it down.
But also, their theme song has been stuck in my head all day. It's so catchy. So go listen to all of those podcasts.
Definitely.
My life has been all podcasts at work. If you have paranormal workplace stories, please send those in.
Yes.
I really want to do an episode on crazy paranormal experiences at work.
Especially with like what went on ours. Look, I know people are going to listen to this and be like, "You guys are fucking crazy."
No, there's a lot of people that are like
crazy. I tell you what, we will isolate this.
Yeah, we'll play it in our paranormal episode.
We should isolate it, put it on our social media so people can hear what we heard. Because, it's not a background noise. No. It is not a background noise.
But when I asked on Twitter, because pretty much everyone I follow and everyone follows us on Twitter is other podcasts, if it happened to them, a lot of them have had, similar experience. Some people were like, oh, it's like people on the street. And some people are like, no, it sounds like it's in the mic. Yeah. So it happens. I mean, I feel like it's the same technology when they use those EVPs. And I don't know. I believe in ghosts. I want to believe in ghosts. But I don't know how much I believe in all of that kind of ghost hunting type stuff. But this shit caught a fucking voice.
Definitely. And I don't know if I want to say I believe in ghosts. I believe in spirits.
What's the difference?
It's spelled different.
Okay. So yes, send in your paranormal ghost stories from work.
Yes.
Or just any of them. But no, we're not that kind of podcast. Make sure it's work related.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening to us.
Yes.
Send in your workplace stories.
Yes.
Yes. Please follow, subscribe on whatever your favorite podcast app is.
Yeah, exactly. Wherever you listen to podcasts.
Tell your friends. They can search F***K My Work Life to find us. Rate.
Review.
Give us them 5 stars if you like what you're hearing.
That's right.
If you don't like what you're hearing, just email us and let us know why you don't like it.
Go get some Coors Light. I know a lot of people who listen to this are probably thinking fucking Coors Light. That's
give it another try.
Water. Give it another try.
It's good shit.
You can have 8.
Put it in a frosty mug.
You can have 8. And your night will extend.
Yeah. Thank you to Words Podcast for suggesting Big Wave Golden Ale from Corona Brewing. This has been delicious, and it's been getting me through this recording. So that's it. All the social medias, we are FMWL Pod. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Go follow us there. And
email us your stories at fmwlpod@gmail.com.
That's fmwlpod@gmail.com. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
We love you. Thank you for listening. Tell your friends.
Bye.
Bye.
He said a couple of